because I can't be entirely sure what's going on there. So we may in fact have a build of liquidity, inducement, potential relevant break of structure, mitigation. That will be our ideal cycle. Again, we want to wait for a reaction away from the inducement, and a pretty clear one as well, before we, of course, potentially take the mitigation of the inducement candle. So we are now in London Open. Perfect. This could be our window. We are quite literally a few speckles away from our POI over there. So what that likely means is London may be our absolute perfect trade of the day, as we have got a timing window set right now and intention to potentially reverse. So, oh, that looks like it just about missed POI. Okay. Again, just keep in mind what's going on here, creating this liquidity. I can't, again, mark that up super clear. It's pretty messy, actually. I can mark it to the high side, intention to go higher, potentially. But again, this is not enough for me to just enter. Again, in this specific scenario, we are getting a reaction. The only thing is we have an imbalance over here, and it's not necessarily the imbalance of the inducement candle itself. When it comes to the inducement candle itself, it technically is this gray one over here. If I just remove the drawings for a second, this gray one over here is technically that inducement candle. However, the reaction away from it didn't give the imbalance of the inducement, so it's not a mitigation of the inducement candle. That's simply an imbalance. I'm not too keen on that personally. I don't really like trades like that. If anything, I'd rather wait to see what price does. Could induce low one last time, as that can be seen as liquidity. So we will just keep that zone marked up. I'm not keen on it. I'm quite certain it's just simply an imbalance. It doesn't fit our criteria of a pure mitigation of the inducement candle anyways. So yeah, let's see what price does. Again, no need to get FOMO, seeing price go bullish, and this is exactly what the market makers want. They want you to get FOMO. People execute all over the place at this stage. I'll execute here, breakout traders, etc., breaking out of this zone. Again, smart money potentially will get induced here by taking that imbalance. We need to be smarter than that and think outside of the box of what we should expect, and potentially expect this as a fake move, as we like to call it. So yeah, let's see how that goes. Okay, potentially. Yeah, but that's personally, it's not in my criteria of what I see as mitigation. It's simply an imbalance, not in the right place for me. And that is perfect reason why. So we can just remove that one. Perfect. And from here, we just simply need to wait for a nice reaction. Now, already, what I can tell you, we've left an absolutely amazing imbalance. What's better is we wait for a relevant break of structure. So now, before I actually do continue, let's mark it off our checklist, because we've now had a medium inducement low. Well, not technically a medium inducement low. We did get our medium inducement high. If you realize, we get our medium inducement high of this liquidity. Low-wise, I wouldn't say it's the clearest inducement because there's only imbalances over here. However, in this specific case, we've got a medium inducement target. So that being said, do we have a relevant break of structure from the inducement? This is quite simply what we need to wait for. Now, what that would essentially be in this specific case will be something at least above this at minimum. Again, I'm not going to guess where this relevant break of structure occurs. Okay, so let's see how, I don't know why I've drawn it like that. Let's just keep it like this and hope it breaks over. If it breaks over, then I'm looking at this POI for mitigation. Perfecto. So, ooh, okay, we're getting double tops or resistance, whatever you want to call that. Even better. Okay, so we've already broken through, so I'm pretty happy for that as my POI for an entry. And keep in mind, you can see already stop loss is looking great on that one. It's not a crazy stop loss, a bit like if you just take that zone, your risk to reward is pretty bad if you were just to take something from there, that 5 MPOI. Look how much we can refine it. So before we do continue, we need to identify, is this a valid trade opportunity? I know that's not on the checklist, but it's always something to keep in mind. Does the risk to reward justify itself? So does it justify itself? Let's see. Even if we were to aim for this point, which is likely a smart money trap right now, why is that? Because we do have a target higher, which is this smart money trap or potential zone. We have this liquidity here, this medium inducement of whatever structure you want to call it. So let's first even to our very first at minimum point over there. We've got a juicy 13 to 1, and that is pretty realistic. I can almost guarantee that will occur. Again, don't want to use words like that just for legal reasons, should I say. But the chances are I personally can guarantee it will at least reach here. If we were to aim a little bit higher to our absolute maximum target down here, that will extend to a 19 to 1. However, I will actually look to the left a little bit just to identify where price can potentially reverse, etc., or how we can maximize this target we have going on. But before that, I want to see if we are able to even get tagged into our entry. Also, what's really, really nice about this has occurred in London Open. If we get the mitigation in London Open, that it would be incredible. If not, that's also fine. We've had our main move in London. That's all that matters. So let's continue that one. Ooh, price is going very, very bullish. Lovely. Usually for me, when it comes to relevant break of structure, that is quite a big amount. I don't usually like stuff like that. Again, keep in mind, I don't really use structure. It's just that very last confluence. So either way, it's a little bit overstretched for me. But we can, of course, mark that one up, as we did forget. So relevant break of structure. So let's see how price does return. It's returning, which is great. It looks like we're going to extend outside of the London window. That's also fine. So let's speed it up a little bit quicker. What's really great, what you're seeing right now, is what? Liquidity of a pullback. Perfect. That only helps us what? Get a nicer target going higher, because now we've got sellers coming into the market a little bit too early, because when we enter buys, they will get induced. So this is looking great. Oh, that shaky moment. Oh, what's great about this? We get perfect liquidity. It just couldn't be more clear when it comes to the liquidity element. We could even mark it up there. It's a bit late in seeing that one, but generally speaking, and for like backtesting, etc., understand how price moves and if it's creating liquidity or if it's the actual move itself. In this case, we see really clear liquidity. Oh, thought it was gonna run away from us for a moment, but hopefully if we can just come a speckle lower, that will be amazing. I'm pretty happy with that one. So you're tagged into your entry. Great. Target wise, we did have a couple of targets. So your smart money trap is your absolute minimum target over here. And we have another potential POI. Again, if it's a POI, I need to see a reaction from it anyways in order to take potentially a pullback. But we have got a medium inducement target over here. Can we potentially see why that is, or if there's something to the left? So if we just see that one. Okay, this is great, actually. This is really great. So this POI, if I just extend it to the left, you already can see that's some sort of smart money concept stuff. So price already reacted from there the previous few days, whenever that was. Right now, is that valid? Is that going to hold? Likelihood is no, it's not. So that's why we can understand, where did this reaction come from? Well, it came from a previous POI that already had a reaction. So the chances are when it reacts again, it's not going to hold. Keep in mind, this was, of course, the previous day, pretty late in the day. Volatility is a little bit low as well. However, can we extend our target a little higher? If it wants to induce a little bit higher here, I don't also expect it to just reverse. I can potentially think about extending my target at minimum above this little trend line over here. So you can see if I mark it up like such,